I kind of want to use this platform to kind of not branch away from him, but kind of just make my own path. But they know Cori more and know him first. So it's like, oh, Tion, Cori's brother. So I just want to use this platform now and this tournament to kind of branch out and do my own thing and make my own path, and people know who I am for me. My uncle doing his thing, and obviously my dad, the way he was. We kind of wanted to emulate it, but we had that sort of energy the same as him. Very, very similar to Cori in a sense. Like, we like to hit and not get hit. If we need to stand there and have a straightener, we can stand there and have a straightener. When I'm in there with him and I know he wants to cause some damage and he's trying to take money off me, it's war, man.
Anyway, without further ado, October Red Boxing here at the Boxer Tournament with Cori Gibbs, fellow Brummie. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here, man.
It's special to me because you are an 0121. We need to stick together in this, so I'm going to let you big yourself up, talk a little bit about yourself so our viewers can get to know you.
Tion Gibbs from the ends, 0121 and that. Brum City, but yeah, born and raised Birmingham, Yardley, 8-0, current Midlands champion, amateur international, boxed for England numerous amounts of times. I'm doing bits.
You definitely are, and the Gibbs surname is no stranger to boxing. You are the younger brother of Cori. See what I mean? You know what? It's because you're 18 months apart. I actually went up to him. I thought he was you.
You should have, man. Should I say it everywhere? Say, yo, Tion. Oh, that's Tion as well. Yo, Tion. Everyone.
Are you following in your brother's footsteps? Because obviously he won the last one, didn't he? A nice bit of cash for him, and now he's obviously on the standby waiting to get out. What does this tournament mean for someone like yourself that's got the accolades, that has got a nice clean record? What does it mean for yourself?
It kind of gets to a point like I'm not necessarily following his footsteps. Obviously, I'm kind of going in the same journey as him. Obviously, both started off on small hall shows. He won this tournament. I'm in here now to win this tournament, but I kind of want to use this platform to kind of not branch away from him, but kind of just make my own path. Because everyone always says, "Oh yeah, Tion, Cori's brother," because Cori's doing his thing. Obviously, he did bits as an amateur, did bits. He's doing bits now as a professional, and people know me, but they know Cori more and know him first. So it's like, oh, Tion, Cori's brother. So I just want to use this platform now and this tournament to kind of branch out and do my own thing and make my own path, and people know who I am for me and not Cori.
It's interesting that you say that, because what we usually get with boxers, you know, back in the day, they had kids, and then the kids are following the footsteps. I spoke to Campbell Hatton. He spoke about the pressure, because obviously what his dad had achieved and him trying to make a name for himself. You've got the likes of Conor Benn, his father, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank Jr., but this time it's brothers. So that's like an interesting spin on it. The boxing side of it then, were your family involved in boxing, or is it just the two brothers that got involved in it?
My uncle had one professional fight. Obviously, my dad, he was in and he was just fighting everywhere. No rings, just straights. How it was back in the day. Obviously, he was doing his thing, but we grew up. We saw obviously my uncle doing his thing, and obviously my dad, the way he was. We kind of wanted to emulate it, but we had that sort of energy the same as him. So we used to put on 4 ounces as like 7-year-olds and just punch each other's heads in, blood flying all over the curtains. Do you know one of them ones? So obviously my dad was like, yeah, kind of want to push it into a more positive way. So obviously put us in the gym. We used to get beat up by some of the amateurs in there, but give us a few months and we was putting our output out there. People were leaving the gym, didn't want no more of it. But yeah, we built ourselves up. We grew into international boxers and as amateurs, into unbeaten professionals with really good backgrounds. So yeah, it's just me and him, but we did have a foundation.
It's interesting to listen to that foundation, and even though you're both quite early on in your career as such, you're still trying to pave your own way. But say, for example, I like to throw a little bit of a spanner in the works. You win. So you both won the tournament. You both kind of like going on the same path. What happens then? In fact, sorry, you need to correct me if I'm wrong. Are you fighting at the same weight as well?
He fought he had the opportunity to box at super lightweight, but he fights at lightweight, so we are the same weight. Madness. But in terms of like going on, I win this. I kind of want it to be parallel. Do you know, like Cori's in front, everyone gets to know Cori, and you know, like I'm just tagging behind. I don't want that. I want us to be both at the front, like shoulder to shoulder. People know us as a package, and not just, oh yeah, I've heard of you through Cori. Like one of them ones. I want my own thing, man.
I think it's a good platform to do it on because we've got Hassam and Adam Azim, and those, even though yes they're brothers, but they seem to be, you still know who is who, and that they're both achieving things on an individual basis. So I think that's definitely a good example, and that's something that you can do.
That's what I mean. Like when you see them two, because they're on the platform, you can see them individually. When they're in press conferences, they're talking individually. You know which one's which, but obviously it makes it more tricky for me and Cori because people say we look similar. And we're at similar weights, but you'll be able to tell the difference come fight night.
And that is going to be my next question. We talk about styles in fights. That's something that I'm really interested in. Forgive me because I haven't seen you fight before. So some of our viewers, explain your fight style.
Very, very similar to Cori in a sense. Like we like to hit and not get hit. If we need to stand there and have a straightener, we can stand there and have a straightener. And don't get it twisted.
I think that's a Birmingham thing, to be honest.
Definitely, I think we're just growing up around the ends. We just know how to have a fight, yeah. But we know we both can have it. But we're both smart as well. Like if we know what we need to do, we know what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, if it needs to be done, to take them risks. And yeah, man, like I'm slick, I'm quick, I'm reactive, I'm elusive. But if I need to stand there and be tough, that's the thing. I boxed Jack O'Keefe for the Midlands title in my last fight. Had concussion from the first round. So I won a Midlands title against Jack O'Keefe, unbeaten fighter, 10-0, with a concussion from the first round. So I'm even with a concussion and my mind going crazy, I can still hold it down.
Right, okay, you've got my attention now. How the hell do you focus? Right, because boxers have done this before. You're not going to be the first one to have done it, but you're definitely the first one that I've spoken to that has live admitted that they've boxed through a concussion. How does that work? Then tell me how you box through concussion, because doesn't it like scramble your brain a bit?
From the first round, we clashed heads. Everything went fuzzy, straight fuzzy, and then had a banging headache. But it's like, because you've been doing it for so long, I've been doing it now for 17 years. You can just flow on instinct, especially when you're not blowing smoke up my own thing here. But you know when you're good, and if you're flowing off instinct, if you got the skills to back to in your head anyway, you'll be able to get past it comfortably. And I did.
Well, clearly. So this fight then with your opponent here, you guys are all coming in at 9 stone 10. At one point I thought the scales were stuck because I was like, is anybody going to weigh any different? But we're here, we move. What do you think your opponent brings to it, and how do you tend to counteract that to obviously get the W and push you through all the other fights as well?
Obviously I sparred Scott loads of times, done bare rounds with him. He knows, I know him, he knows me. It's like, because I know him so well, that's the thing is with the draw as well, because I know him so well, it kind of made things a little bit easier because I don't have to think about adapting styles in first round and kind of reading him and reading people's triggers and how they're going to react to certain things I do. I know how he reacts to stuff. He knows how I react to stuff. So I haven't got to think about that stuff. So I'll just roll in there, do my thing. And obviously, like, I'm more than confident that I'll come out with a W. And obviously, I know he's more than confident that he thinks he'll come out with a W as well. So all it brings to us, and obviously the people watching at home, is just a good entertaining fight, high boxing IQ, and just a good one for the fans to watch, man.
And we speak about that boxing IQ, the fact that you know each other and the fact that you've sparred rounds before. We know that, you know, within certain areas you're going to have walked into each other's gyms, or you might even be in the same gym. We've seen that before. But do you think then sometimes it can be a bit risky when you get comfortable that you actually know the person and say, for example, they've been working on stuff behind closed doors and they try and catch you off guard? You're still going to need that instinct anyway, aren't you?
100%. That's the thing. Like, I don't get it twisted, because he's actually in my gym. He's actually in my gym. Like, we're from the same gym. When I drew, like, obviously it made it easier in the sense that I don't have to think about adapting. But I never once thought like, oh yeah, easy work now. It's not that, and like I know he's gonna turn up different to sparring because it's sparring. Same thing as me. Like, I'm not gonna turn up like, easy 3-round spar. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna turn up there like I'm gonna wanna cave his head in the nicest way possible. Afterwards, he even said it himself. Before and after, friends, when we're in there, it's business. But when I'm in there with him and I know he wants to cause some damage and he's trying to take money off me, it's war, man. Feel me?
100%, and that's what I'm saying. It's like almost you've got to just put that switch on, because there's 40 bags, there's 40 grand there at the end of the day, and it's like no one is going to come between me and that 40 grand. So it's like not switching off for a split second.
That's the thing. Like, I know, been in the game long enough now. Switching off can get you hurt. Feel me? But there's no switching off in this game, and then there's no switching off in me either. So I'm gonna turn up 100% sharp, and I know for a fact if I turn up and do my thing, 40 bags is coming home with tea time. Straight back to the 0121 family.
Flipping heck, yeah. What a thought, do you know what I mean? But then getting through the other opponents, what do you know about the rest of them? Obviously, we've got a little bit of local talent again, but we've got some out-of-towners. Preparation, because it's not the one fight you're having. Yeah. There's a possibility of several. So how you then prepare for those other fights?
It's one of them ones, like, you turn up. Sorry.
So, is this usually me?
I'm the way, and I've tried to refuel, it's all coming back up already.
Just for the viewers, I can't smell anything.
I can.
Stay over there.
I will. But I want to turn up first round, figure people out. Obviously 3-rounders. I'm used to, my last fight was 10-rounder. I'm going to turn up first 30 seconds. I'm going to try to read people. They're going to try to read me. Obviously, best person will read each other first and come out victorious regardless. But yeah, I know I'm good enough to read people in a short space of time. In amateur game, you only have 3 minutes. Do you know what I mean? You only have 3 rounds. So obviously I had 74 fights, 165. I've done my bit. I won national titles, boxer for England. I know I'm capable of reading people in this game, regardless of what they can do or who they've fought before, what their pro records are. It doesn't matter about any of that stuff. If I turn up and do my thing, it's wins.
We like that attitude, and on that note, we're going to leave you to it, because obviously weighing in, etc. The wind, I'm so happy it was coming out your mouth and not the other end. But it's a nice way to get acquainted. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, October Red Boxing with Baby Gibbs.
Oh, Baby Gibbs! I'm 27. I'm a big man. I know. I don't know.
You've aged well.
I know.
Aged well, but lovely to meet you then.
You too,
and all the best on Saturday.
Thank you very much, man. Take care of yourself.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.